morning, everybody. Let's see, waiting for Dave. What else is new? Let's see, how do I... Oops. Oh, hi, Marcy. Marcy's a viewer right now. Oh, waiting for Dave. Dave Koji. Ooh. Let's see. Hi, Marcy. Oops. Oh, Dave, there you go. Okay. All right. It says adding. Oh, Jennifer Kochi's here. Oh, there you are. Hi. Wait, why can't I hear you? Hold on. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Technical oh, okay. Anyone watching, can you hear me talking? Say yes or no. I think you can hear me, but I don't know. I couldn't hear Dave. So now I don't know if that's me. Oh, okay. Yes, you can hear me. So great. It's Dave's problem. Okay. We'll just wait for him to join us again. Or maybe this is just going to be Let's Get Local with Michelle. Although this is a get to know you episode, so I can't. Oh, wait. Here he comes back. Approve. Okay. Oh, I can hear you now.
Hi.
Hello.
Are we live?
Of course we are.
Or am I live? That's probably better.
I got a little nervous. Hi, Michelle. I got a little nervous because I was like, uh-oh, is it my microphone or your microphone?
No, it was me.
It was you.
It was me.
Well, how you doing? Are you excited about episode 4 of Let's Get Local?
I am very excited because we're going to learn a lot more about Michelle today.
And Dave.
And me.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you don't know what kind of questions I've got.
I do not know. Did I see you running yesterday?
I did go running yesterday. You saw me?
I was going to the Recplex, and I thought I saw you. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it was in the evening, right?
Yeah,
It was me. I was running.
Okay. If it was you, I didn't want to be like, hey, and then, but, oh, it's not Michelle, it's someone else. But
no, it was me.
Cool.
How was your week?
It was good. It went by fast.
Not for me. I felt this was a 4-day work week, and it felt like a 20-day work week. I'm so glad it's Friday.
Yeah, it is. But Jen said she saw you too.
Were you guys together?
Well, we were going. The girls or my daughter had a soccer practice. So I got my hair cut. Guess where?
Oh, the lady on the road.
Lady, yeah, that's what it's called, the lady. The hair tree. The hair tree.
Did you tell her that you plugged her on here?
No, I totally forgot.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, I'm doing all this plugging for her, and I said I forgot to tell her. But
oh, Dave.
Yeah.
You were like the king of promotion.
I know.
Oh.
It's sorry.
Well, your haircut looks great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I went to Mel's twice this week because their pumpkin Oreo ice cream is back for I don't know how long. She rotates through the flavors. That is the best ice cream. I don't know if you like pumpkin flavored stuff, but oh my, it's so good. I also got the apple pie flavor because I never had that. That was good too, but definitely the pumpkin Oreo remains my favorite.
Yeah, it's very good. I think the last one I had they kind of took it off one of their Sunday menus, but it had like the Fruity Pebbles on it. It was like,
oh yeah, I got that too. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
that was a good Sunday. And you know who I saw one of my trips to Mel's was your wife.
Oh, yep. She told me.
Yep.
Oh, she's getting some ice cream.
Yep. I don't think she got anything, but she got your son like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Looked good. And there was a guy in there or two people before I ordered that got these banana splits. And the person who made the banana splits is like a freaking artist. Like these are like the most beautiful banana splits.
Yeah, they do the great people and they're talented and they're just really great people.
Yeah.
So I do want to say one thing to everyone before we start. If anyone is having a bad day today, sometimes we wake up on the wrong side of the bed or kids drive us crazy. Just remember that it's going to pass. You're going to have a great day today.
Oh.
And everything is going to work out. So
Look at you with the inspirational morning message.
Inspiration. Mm-hmm.
That was unexpected and lovely. That's great. Well, just real quick before we dive into our get to know you questions, another fun thing I did last weekend, I went with my friend Andrea, my boyfriend's sister, and I took her to CT Improv in Hartford because I love going there. My boyfriend introduced me and I love comedy stuff. If you've never been and you like comedy, I highly recommend going to their shows. You don't have to do the improv. You sit in the audience. So like that's what I was worried about before the first time I went. I was like, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be called on. I don't want to have to go up. He's like, you won't have to. And you don't. It's so, so fun. And it just is amazing how, because with improv, they don't prepare ahead of time. They don't know the topic that they have to do the comedy about. And it's just so hilarious. The one I saw on Friday night was these comedians who had to pretend they were in an attic of like their family home and the family home was being sold. And so they found these boxes and they didn't know what was in the boxes. And the audience gave suggestions for what was in the box, but those people didn't know. So they pulled out index cards and then they had to act out whatever we said was in the box. And it was so funny. So I highly recommend CT. It's C like SEA, T like the drink, Improv in Hartford.
Yeah.
I know this is sister based, but we all love to laugh and they're awesome. And you know, could use support because through COVID they had to shut down for a while, but they're back in action.
Yeah, laughing does a number to the soul. It really cheers you up. Yeah, comedy is great, especially improv. Those people are so talented and don't afraid to be up there and make mistakes or be funny. Or it's always a great time. Those types of shows.
Absolutely. So, shall we? Unless you had anything else you wanted to discuss about your week.
Well, I would say about the show next week, we wanted just to say that if you have any ideas for us, technically next week is our last show. We'll discuss about extending it, but we just want to hear from you if you have any ideas as far as what you want us to do, or if you just want to ask us questions and that be the last show. Again, well, Michelle and I would talk about extending it, but we would love to hear your input and feedback for the last show.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll post in the group like leading up to it and ask people what they'd like to see on our last show, and that will be really fun. We definitely want viewer input.
Indeed. Okay.
Oh, speaking of viewer input, so Dave and I now are going to do a get to know you thing where we're going to ask each other 5 questions. But we also would love your questions and we will answer them. You ask it and we will answer. So feel free anytime during this to type in a question and we will get to it.
Definitely. All right. I will go first. I'll ask you.
Okay.
What is your biggest fear?
Ooh, we're going deep right
We're going deep. I want to explore the real Michelle.
I wasn't prepared for this deep question. Like, biggest fear. I would say my anxiety, because I have an anxiety disorder. And so, like, I do fear, like, my anxiety kind of, like, getting out of control. I have a lot of things, because I've had anxiety my whole adult life. So I have, like, a lot of tools in my toolkit to help with it. But I still do get, like, fear occasionally when I'm going through a higher anxiety spike that, like, is going to get out of control. So That's what I would
Exactly.
say.
Yeah, I think that, well, it's good to talk about this stuff and other people that may have the same thing, that it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, perfectly normal in the sense that that's you and you're beautiful. Um,
Hmm.
and that if you have something, make sure you talk about it, get the help you need.
Absolutely. And we post a lot in Colchester's Kind about the importance of mental health and taking care of your mental health. I really wish there wasn't a stigma about this anymore. It's ridiculous. Mental health is sometimes even more important than your physical health.
Uh,
Everything is, and there should be no shame about getting help. If your brain needs a little help, there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually pretty normal. All of us struggle at some point in our lives with anxiety or depression or, OCD or whatever it is. So,
you should never feel bad about trying to feel good.
absolutely.
That's a bumper sticker, by the way.
Are you ready for your question?
Yeah, I am.
Your first one's not as deep because I lined these up to kind of ease you into it.
I just went right in there.
You sure did. What is your favorite food?
Oh, okay. My favorite food is all time is shrimp.
What?
When I was growing up, anytime we were at a party like a Thanksgiving or Christmas, family get together, there'd always be a ring of shrimp, and I would be there the whole time just gobbling down all the shrimp.
Oh my God, like the shrimp cocktail?
Yeah, you
Oh,
go to like Stop and Shop, you got like the shrimp
yeah.
ring.
Do you dip it in the sauce?
Yeah.
Or do you, yeah. Mm. I used to like that too until I realized that I have a shellfish allergy. So I'm also a vegetarian now, but yeah, I
Yeah.
can't eat shrimp or anything like that. Oh, your wife says you're always seeking out the shrimp.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
let's say when you go to a party, do you do a beeline for if there's shrimp on the table?
I have a sixth sense to shrimp.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks for sharing.
This is a lighter one. If you won $1 million in the sorry $100 million in the lottery, what would you do?
Okay. Before I answer the question, I have to say, if I were to win $100 million in the lottery, I'd like to win it in a state other than Connecticut because Connecticut have a law that says your name has to be disclosed. But other states, like my parents live in Florida, I wouldn't want to live in Florida, but if I were to win money there, you don't have to, you can be anonymous. Because think about all the problems if people know that you won $100 million. You're going to have people showing up at your door,
Yeah.
asking you for money. It's hard to say no. That would be difficult. So if I won $100 million under those conditions, I would pay off my mortgage. I probably would buy a different house in Colchester. I'm in a condo now that I love, but if I had the money, get a nicer house in Colchester. And I would pay off my boyfriend's student loans, and I would help my family if any of my family members needed help. And then I would also give a lot to charity, to different causes that I care about. And you know what I'd do in Colchester? I would donate money to the town so that they could build a community pool because I think that would
Yeah.
be awesome, like a real community center. And then we could use that for like our kindness stuff, or anyone in the community could use that. I think that would be a huge asset to the town for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. I think when I buy lottery tickets, the fun of it is the buying and the anticipation and the thinking about, oh, what would I do with this, right? That's probably you're not gonna win, but hey, you never know.
We'll see. I don't play the lottery very often, but the rare occasion that I do, I start to like really fantasize about what I'm going to do with the money. And then like, you're not going to win, but you still have this like hope that you're going to win. And then you don't win and you're like, oh gosh darn it, why didn't I win?
Yeah, like I was supposed to.
Yeah. Such a letdown when you don't win, even though you know you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Anywho, that was a great question, Dave. Thank you. Okay. My question number 2 is name 3 things that you love about your wife.
Oh yeah. There's so many. How can I boil it down to just 3?
Oh, but they better rise. Come on, you're taking a long time to answer this question.
Number 1 is she's so I'm so trusting of her. I think any relationship is grounded on trust, and it's not just trust from a from the obvious, like you know,
This is taking a long
but
time.
yeah, no, like so. Trust in a simple fact. One of the biggest reasons for the trust is that I trust her to tell me the truth. I trust her to tell me when I'm wrong. I trust her to challenge me, and to make me a better person. Because if you don't have your partner that challenges you, um, then you can't really improve yourself on a daily basis. Um, Number two, she's extremely loving, just a loving individual to me, to our um, to our children, our family, very family oriented, which is wonderful. And lastly, she is the most beautiful woman in the world. No,
Oh,
yeah. We've been together since before senior year of high school, so it's been a very long time. And we've coming out of high school into the real world or to college, well, people change. They really do. You're just a kid back then, and we've been able to grow and adapt together, navigate the world together, and it's been just a wonderful journey. And I love her more today than I ever have.
oh, Dave, that was so cute. I know Bucket must be so full right now. She's just so happy. That was so sweet. And you're right. I think that's such a great sign. Like you guys have been together since high school and you change over time as everyone does. And it's so great that you two were able to change and still love each other and love each other even more as you grew. I think that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you. Um, so I have to bring this one up as kind of a funny thing because in your promo, you said this. So I had to take advantage of it. So I'm going to ask this to the kindness queen, everyone. The kindness queen, okay? Describe a time when you were not kind. What happened?
Ooh, it comes to mind right away. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this. I'm going to tell you the truth. There is one kindness activity, Dave, that I really don't like. And for me, oh, Jen just said the video froze, but I don't see any freezing.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're still going.
Yeah. Can someone give us a thumbs
Froze.
up?
I'm tired of my negativity because I'm in a rant now, but I'm going to keep going because I didn't finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully, can someone give us a thumbs up or some indication that you can hear us? But continue the rant. This is fun.
Okay, so like this year, like this is such an annoying thing that this year, even when people signed up on the form that they wanted a hoodie, I made them check a box that said, I promise I will pick up my hoodie on the designated or send someone. Do you know what? Over 30 people didn't do it. Do you know how much work this makes for me? Because I'm a volunteer, people, okay? And I'm in grad school and I have a kid. So like my free time is special. Oh, Jen says now we're back. Back in time for me to finish my rant. Yes. Kevin's got to see this year of how stressed out and like mean it makes me. I don't know. It just really stresses me out. So I was like, I'm not doing this again next year. But Kevin said that he'll help me next time.
Oh,
So we'll see. But yeah, that that project, see, I'm already worked up now. That
that
project,
a little bit of a nerve there.
oof, it is very frustrating.
Have you
Very,
have you seen the movie Forrest Gump?
yes, but not in a long time.
Remember that scene where he's in Washington D.C. and he gets up on the podium and he starts to talk, and then the protesters pull all the mic cords out and he goes silent and plug it back in, and then you hear that said like thank you. That's probably what just happened.
I know. You know what? Maybe it
It,
was the universe saying that I shouldn't be saying this entirely unkind thing.
it was the kindness gods
I know.
protecting you.
Well, thanks for that question,
Yeah,
Dave. Great.
that's great.
Okay, let's go on to your third question. You have to tell the truth, okay? Promise?
I promise.
Okay. Do you have a favorite child?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah. I
well,
I
hold on, hold
how
on.
I
You have 4 kids, just for everyone to know.
yeah. I think that I love them all equally, but there are some of them that I mesh better with from a personality perspective. Um, and sometimes I like one more than the other at certain days. It drives me nuts. But um, yeah, so it's not a matter of me loving anyone less. It's just I love them all equally. Sometimes I like them a different, depending on if they're driving me crazy or whatever the case may be. Love them all equally, but yeah, I can't say it, but um, I do. And I wonder if this is an interesting question. I wonder if other people, because they are people, they're they are your children, but they are people. So there's some ones you probably like better than the others. And again, love them all equally. Do I like one of them a little bit more? Yeah, I do have a one that's really yeah. Good question
Oh,
though.
I really want to know which kid, but I understand if you don't want to say. I mean, I could
No,
guess.
I could tell you. I could tell you in private.
Okay, all right. Well, you took that question way better than I thought you would.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I'm honest. That's a great question though. All right, when you are when you have left the world and you've gone to kindness heaven, what do you want to be known for?
Uh, for being a good person. Yeah, I think that's the point of life, honestly. If we're gonna get philosophical,
Mm.
I think uh, the point of life is to be a good person and to help people as much as you can. You know, it's funny, at work yesterday, work's been very intense for me lately and very stressed. And I was saying something about like how it's kind of crazy that we have to work our whole lives until we're old and then we can go do like fun stuff if we're lucky enough to have saved enough for retirement. You know, like just seems so backwards because I don't believe that we're on earth to do a job. Like I think we're here because we need each other and we need to help each other through life because it's hard for everybody, you know?
I think even with work, we're helping people. I um, we may not want to exert all our energy for a company, but at the end of the day, how we look at this is that there's going to be no matter how far away you are from that customer or that person that you are ultimately helping, because you have to be enriching someone, right? Every business has to be providing a value to someone, and so I think that if the way it helps me to become more fulfilled in my role is to know that what I'm doing directly correlates to someone's benefit in a positive way. And so that's how I kind of find the fulfillment with my role.
Yeah, I totally get that point of view, but it sounds like you're in a work environment that you like. And I think a lot of people are in work environments where there's toxicity or a manager that's absolutely terrible. And so it just makes every day really hard when you go to work. So you may be helping people in some sense, but it feels like such a mental challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's almost yeah. Is the juice worth the squeeze? As I
Mm.
like to say. Uh, and that's the thing too. I think that people there's a lot of opportunities out there, especially now. One person that I know just quit her job because they let a bunch of people go and they tripled her workload, and,
Oh,
and they're putting unrealistic expectations on her, and she quit
mm.
um, because you have a choice. This is not we're land of the free, home of the brave, right? But you can make choices that betters your life, and I know that getting out of your routine is not something that's fun. It's not comfortable, but I encourage everyone, just if you're in a situation that's really toxic, that you have a choice. right? So do your best to get yourself out of an environment that you don't or doesn't make you happy, and try to get in one that does. And sometimes it takes a few times, you know, a few companies. But that's why when I look for a new role, I always ask about the culture. I ask people about the culture because they'll give you that honest answer. So that's number one for me. I can't be in an environment where it's that bad. But I wish you luck, Michelle. Hopefully you do look around, find something more that's more aligned to making you happy.
Thanks, Dave. We're talking so much. We're almost out of time already. Can you believe
Oh
that?
my goodness.
You didn't keep me on schedule.
Oh,
I know. What should we do? I mean, I don't have that much news, but I do have a kindness person. We could just try to go quick through our last
yeah,
question.
let's go really quick, really quick.
Okay. My last question for you is, what were you like in high school?
I was a very good athlete.
Oh.
Um, my main sport was baseball. I ended up going to playing baseball in college.
Oh.
And I hated school. I loved having fun. It wasn't until college where I started liking school, and then I went on to all my master's degrees. Yeah, that's my. And then what?
Experience. Like, I didn't really care so much about like good. Oh, Jen just called you a nerdy jock. But don't
Thanks, Jen.
nerds like do well in school though? It sounds like you didn't focus that much in high school on that. But I didn't either. Like, I was captain of my track team, indoor and outdoor. I did like some activism stuff around the environment, but I didn't really care so much about my grades. So I went to college, and then I thrived. When like, you can pick your own classes and what
That's
you're
it.
in, it makes a huge difference in your education.
Yeah, I don't really consider myself. I mean, this is kind of relative, but I don't consider myself super smart. I just work really hard, and that positions me um, to do things really well. And so, like, people may say, "Well, you have two master's degrees, you're going for a third. How can you not be smart?" But it's. I don't see myself that way. I work hard, and I position myself to be successful. And you kind of learn how to learn throughout this process, and you kind of put in things that kind of make you successful throughout this journey.
You know, this is making me think. If we do decide to continue our show in some way, it might be interesting to actually dive more into like real life topics, like how
Yeah,
do you toxic work environment, like things that will help people in their everyday lives, something for
yeah.
us to help.
I think that's really good because I do have a lot of, and as do you, a lot of experience and wisdom when it comes to that stuff,
Yeah.
for sure. So my last question to you is, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna pick a career accomplishment category. So one of the things I'm most proud about in my career, I worked for the Connecticut General Assembly for almost 12 years, working on women's issues, and I co-chaired the campaign for paid family leave. And I was co-chair of that for years with my good friend Catherine. And then when I left my job, this amazing young woman named Maddie took over, and she chaired it. And we actually passed the law. So Connecticut has paid family and medical leave. And it's going to go into effect this January. People will be able to start taking the leave. For the last year, people have seen a little bit of money coming out of your paychecks going into the fund to fund it, to make sure it has enough money. And then starting in January, you can take it if you are going to have a new baby or adopt a child. Both mom and dad get the same amount of paid leave for that. You can use it for your own serious medical condition. You can use it to take care of a loved one who's ill. That's just so important. It's so important for people's economic stability to have paid leave when they need it most. So that's something I'm really proud of.
Awesome. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that was fun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go
What's up?
all these questions.
Well, I enjoyed that to get to know you better. So that was really.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, maybe do you want to skip the news and go straight into the hero unless you had something pressing news related?
Not pressing. All I say is that just go to the cultures.ct.gov. There's a couple of events on the town green. There's like tonight. There's an event. It's like a movie night, and there's another one. Oh man, I forget what the other one was, but right on the whole page on the right hand side, great family fun. Just check that out if you guys want to do something with your children. That's all I got.
And I'll also just add really quick, I believe this Sunday is the last farmers market of the season.
Oh,
It
get
will
there.
the winter farmers market at Cold Spring Farm, but there's less vendors for that. So if you love the farmers market, get out there on Sunday and enjoy the last one of the season.
Good call out.
All right. So for our kindness hero of the week, it was such an easy selection. We chose Kathleen. I cannot pronounce last names. Fiala. How do you think you pronounce that?
Fiala. Fiala.
Fiala. Kathleen.
Fiala.
Yes, and we chose her because actually it's a connection to your wife, Dave. Kathleen is an amazing knitter, and recently, actually, a woman named Danielle in our group put out this thing asking if people could make fidget sleeves for people with Alzheimer's, and Kathleen ended up making some blankets. She knitted some blankets and made them fidget blankets. Fidget meaning they have like ribbons and like things on there so that people with Alzheimer's can fit around with it, and it keeps their hands busy and their mind doing something. And she gave one to your wife Jen for her dad, and in the comment thread in the group, she's now making blankets for other people too, and she does this free of charge just from the kindness of her heart, and I just think that's absolutely incredible. So Kathleen, you're amazing, and we are honored that we can give you a shout out today.
It's yeah. I echo Jen. Kathleen is amazing. What a selfless individual. Epitomizes what kindness is.
Absolutely. And that's why, I know I've heard there's a lot of nastiness going on in some other Colchester groups. And I know it's really easy for people to see that and say, oh my God, my community is terrible. There's so many mean people here. But you have to remember that's like a tiny percent of the people of the entire town. And we have so many incredible human beings here that are doing amazing things like Kathleen making these blankets. I mean, Noelle painting kindness rocks and putting them around town. There are so many individuals that make this community an incredible place to be. So I hope people can just kind of, you know, just don't look at those few people making a lot of noise and being mean and say, oh, I'm so discouraged about my community. Because no, it's not representative of the Colchester community. Because we are a kind, loving, and caring community. And I really believe that to my core.
Yeah. If you hear people screaming loudly, there is for a reason. And the people that you don't hear are doing great things. Really keep your ear out for those individuals, because those are making the biggest impact for our town. I agree.
All right. Well, this was fun, Dave. So
it went too fast.
We'll leave it. I'll post in the group over next week and see if anyone has any topic ideas for next week. And then we'll have our last show.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Great weekend. And you are loved and
you matter.
And you matter. You matter.
Good job, Dave.
You
have
too.
a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you as well. Take care.
Bye.